So I'm doing 116 data migration. What is data migration? So it refers to the transfer of data between different formats, storage types, or computer systems. For example, data migration can be as simple as putting a file on a USB flash drive and opening it on another computer. It can also be very complex, involving big databases, exchanging information across countries. So it's usually the process is automated, and it's required when organizations update, change, or merge systems. I have a YouTube video for you guys.
Is that the girl?
No.
How long is it?
Not too long, I think.
Don't actually think data migrations are difficult. You think about what you're wrong. It's all about making sure the data that gets into your optimal quality, that if your return on investment is sound, and the money you spend on SAP is
I mean, one of the things I go with customers and talking about they need to migrate their data. Is it a big topic?
It's huge. It's one of those topics that people usually underestimate, and they think it's a technical task of moving my data from my legacy systems into my SAP landscape, and it's an easy topic.
So where typically do you start with one of these projects?
Well, the first thing is actually get the customer to recognise it's a problem. You know, if you look at people spending huge amounts of money on SAP, whether it's an upgrade, a consolidation, maybe a divestiture, you know, they've got to realise that if they don't put the right data in there, they could have post-go-live disruption, they could have poor user adoption, they could have delayed projects and substantial cost and impact on the business.
You talk about right data. I mean, typically the quality of data is also a problem, isn't it? So do you tend to get the quality of data right?
It's all about quality. When data migration is really a data quality project. It's about looking at the business processes as they should be, and looking at how to structure the data in the optimal way to make sure that business process will run absolutely efficiently once you go live.
And then, what are the steps? So where do we start, where do we finish?
So once we got the customer actually realising that actually this is pretty important, the first thing is to actually assess the data quality and look at the data they've got in their existing landscape against the scope of the project that they're coming through. So just to sum up, data migration is about taking a look at the assets you've got in your legacy system, transforming it in the optimal fashion into your new SAP landscape, and giving the business the confidence that's been done in an absolutely efficient way.
So I hope you guys understood the basics of data migration. So when is it required? So here are some common scenarios that require data migration: replacement, upgrade, and expansion of storage systems and equipment, legacy software upgrade and replacement. Also, firms moving from local storage system to a cloud-based system to optimize operations. So here are the three main stages of data migration. So first, a company has to plan and determine the requirements of their migration and what data actually needs to be migrated to a new system. And then the actual process of migration. So the IT department has to communicate plans to install and configure the software and hardware. And then after the migration process, they have to validate the data using pre-migrate and post-migrate testing to ensure the data is the same. Here are some steps of the migration process in depth. So there's first we have extraction. We extract the data from the source system, the original legacy system, and then we transform the data for the target system. And then we load it onto the new target system. And then after that, we validate to make sure the data is correct. And here are some possible problems that may arise. So I have incompatible file formats. So if the same piece of software, as the same piece of software might have different versions, the data created in one version might not be compatible with another version. And then we have data structure differences. So moving data from a table to a flat file or from an array to a linked list might cause a lot of problems. And now some we have problems that arise from validation rules. So these rules are applied to inputs. If these are different at the destination than at the source, data will be rejected and it will all be lost, and you'll have to carry out the migration process again. And then we have incomplete data transfers. If the actual transfer is interrupted for any reason, only part of the data will be at the destination, leading to data loss. And also international conventions on dates, currencies, and character sets. So in the UK, 3/5/18 means 3rd of May 2018, but it means 5th of March in the US.